Hello, welcome to an edition of Bits and Banter, where we are gathered to discuss films, another of our favorites, because two C's are always constant favorite with Bits and Banter, cricket and cinema. And of course, having said that cinema is favorite, we are gathered to discuss about two, specifically here to discuss two actors who passed away in the last 2 days, unfortunately. One is the Malayalam thespian Nedumudi Venu, and another is a well-known character actor in Tamil Nadu, Srikanth. Both of them, Srikanth died at the age of 81 and Nedumudi Venu at the age of 72. So they had a long innings, sustained innings. But having said that, they are two different actors, solid, bankable character actors, but their career arcs have been totally different. And to start off, we'll first talk about Nedumudi Venu, about which Raj, who has joined me this morning, he will talk. I mean, he has seen him both at a personal level as well as from a cinematic level, and he has been following his career right from his, when I say his, Raj's end days. Raj, over to you about Nedumudi Venu.
Thanks, Bala. Thanks. That was quite an introduction you gave to me. I mean, this is about Nedumudi Venu.
But this is our program, man.
I know. We can always give ourselves good introductions. That's okay. Nobody watches it anyways. Anyway, so see, Nedumudi Venu is a very interesting. My tryst with him is very interesting. So my parents, I was staying in Delhi. Delhi those days didn't have too many theaters screening Malayalam movies. So Malayalam Tamil movies, all regional movies were actually limited. The time when I was going to school and all, we used to have these one-off movies which used to come. We used to watch it. Theaters wouldn't screen it because there wasn't an audience. You had these private individuals who would actually hire theaters and screen it.
Exactly.
So pretty weird. Yeah. So this was my experience. My parents, they retired from government and moved to Kerala in around 86, 87. And interestingly, my first tryst with Nedumudi Venu was in a movie called Oru Minna Mininginte Nurunguvattam, which was where Nedumudi played a very old man at a very young age, and was paired with National Award winning actress Sharada.
Okay.
Right. And it was a brilliant story, beautifully etched out, about a couple who actually brings up a girl who gets married and goes away, and these people are left again in their solitude. That's all the story is. But Nedumudi underplayed the character to perfection, because here was a guy who was fairly young, who was acting with Sharada, who was a veteran, who was won national awards, who was known well all over the place. So the guy had to pitch that performance at a level which was slightly below Sharada all through, and he nails it.
Okay.
To me, that was my first tryst with this man. I said, who's this character? And guess what? I mean, the first thought that came to mind, which after some years, when Anupam Kher did something similar with Saransh, I said, oh man, what's happening to Indian cinema? Right.
So that was
heady days. Having said so, see, what I'm realizing in recent times is everyone is talking about Nedumudi's performances in character roles, or in roles which are
slightly serious or solemn.
I mean, very solemn, or I mean, they're probably written with a purpose, and it's probably that is the way it is always. That is the way Nedumudi actually came across on screen. But then that is actually not true. The guy had to me, Nedumudi represented a person who actually could sort of walk into any role, and you forget that it is Nedumudi standing there. It could be anybody. It could be that character. And I think the most important movie that comes to mind for me is Bharatam, which got Mohanlal the national award, where he was an alcoholic, elder brother, who was jealous of his younger brother. And who is not really, because of his jealous, that jealous trait, he is not really liked by the rest of the family members, which includes Tikrushi, his own wife Lakshmi, the
Krishnan, who is the mama.
Yeah. So this was there. Then you had His Highness Abdullah, where this man came as a king. I mean, a king obviously in the modern context.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he won a national award for that, right?
Yeah, he won a national award for that. So so for me, I remember, I saw a tweet by a gentleman called Fahir, whom I'm following
Twitter
Yeah,
or
yeah, he listed out movies where he said, look, I mean, you just to gauge Nirmudi Venu, I mean, I can actually quote him. He says, to know his ability to play any role in a script, you just have to take Mohanlal movies as a base. And he's bang on. So you see the sort of varied roles that the guy did. I mean, there were scenes where he played Mohanlal's brother in one movie, and then suddenly he moves on to becoming his father in Baletan, in a movie where
in some other movie he comes as a mentor.
mentor,
I'll just
yeah,
stop you for a minute
yeah,
because I'll also bring in my experience
yeah,
with
sure,
just I mean just to cut the monotony of one person, another person, just to
yeah,
see,
sure, Bala,
yeah. See, my introduction to Nedumudi Venu came through mainstream movies. The one that I mean, I grew up in Madurai. So in like you in Delhi, my Madurai in the late 80s, you wouldn't get many Malayalam movies. Then again, you have to depend on foreign, I mean, movies that were mainstream winners in Kerala that got released. So the movies that I got to see is that exactly the ones that you mentioned. Chitram, His Highness Abdullah, Bharadam. I mean, you know that the entire
yeah,
list. So
yeah,
that's when I got introduced to Nedumudi Venu. And only after seeing that, see, at that time in Tamil Nadu, we didn't have any great character. I mean, we had decent actors, but the character actors, the kind of which that Mohanlal kind of, I mean, Nedumudi Venu represented the kind of roles that he played that were far and few between because there was you could relate to it in Tamil Nadu at the time in the 80s and the early 90s. It was like most of the movies were pitched slightly higher in
yeah,
the sense you had that sentiment quotient, emotion quotient being slightly more than what it is in real life. Whereas in the Malayalam movies that I got exposed to, it was pitch perfect, and that's how I got to know Nedumudi Venu. I was very much interested. It's only after I saw Nedumudi Venu, it's only after the introduction to it, we got to see the likes of Nazar and Delhi Ganesh, two actors who
yes,
kind of played similar roles
yeah.
much later than I got to see Nedumudi Venu.
Yeah, I'll put it this way, Bala. I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head here. See, I mean, we started watching movies for the lead actor.
Exactly.
I
Stars.
think Nedumudi was Nedumudi was the first guy who, I mean, there were others. I wouldn't say there weren't. I mean, you had people who actually did justice to those roles. But in my memory, which is not, I mean, just about 50 odd years. So Nedumudi was probably the guy who actually forced you to look elsewhere in the movie.
Exactly.
With his performance, with his presence there. So I'll just add one more thing. There are two things which I want to bring in. I mean, like I said, Mohanlal, if you keep Mohanlal as the base, you see a certain level of Nedumudi. Now, shift gears and look at some of the movies of that great actor, one of the best in the country, called Bharat Gopi. And look at some of the movies where this guy paired with him. And then you see what Nedumudi is really capable of,
Exactly.
the caliber of the man. So I mean, I'll just mention three names here. I mean, three movies where I just close my eyes, these names come up. I don't need to really think too much. There was this, the first of them, I think, would be Panchavadi Palam.
Okay.
So in this movie, Bharat Gopi is called Dushasana Kurup. You
That's
don't
an
have to tell
interesting
me.
name.
And
That's
guess what Nedumudi is called?
no.
Shikhandi Pilla.
Okay.
I don't need to say anything more than that. And it was a perfect pairing. I mean, they were up to no good through the movie, both of them. And they
The
were
Mahabharata
equally
motives are pretty much clear.
very clear. They were up to no good. And the story is about a palam which is built and it falls. I mean, nothing major. Keeps happening even today in modern India. I think this movie was released in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. So, so to me, this sort of, I mean, this represented some sort of, I mean, how do I put it? It is, it epitomizes this pairing. And by the way, this was not the only one. There were other movies, like I said. But for me, this, and it is not the starting, I think. Maybe they acted together earlier. I'm not too sure. See, now my problem with Nedumudi is that I started watching his older movies after I watched Oru Minna Minunga.
Okay.
Which was in 86, 87, 87,
exactly.
88, yeah, that time frame. So for me, that was an issue, right? Then, so now we'll move from there. Then there is the next movie which I remember very well is Appunni.
Okay.
Appunni was another great, I mean, funny story where the father, which is Bharat Gopi, wants his daughter to marry a rich and good teacher, Mohanlal, whereas she's supposed to be in love with Nedumudi, who's Appundi. And this, I mean, the entire thing is about this underdog who's really gets thrown around all over the place.
Yes.
And eventually it's left to his wife to shut the door on her suitor and her father and says, get lost, I'm going to stay with this dude. The movie ends there. And again, Nedumudi nailed it by underplaying, because he had to do that as Gopi's character was a little flamboyant, and I mean, it was not the typical Gopi that you see in movies. So this guy had to pitch it differently. That was the second one. And the third one was very interesting. It was a movie called Akkare. Again had Bharat Gopi, and it not only had Nedumudi, it also had the two M's, Mammootty and
Okay,
Mohanlal.
yeah. That's a pretty well known.
I mean, very well known movie. So there again, Nedumudi had a small role, but he nailed it. So he comes and goes. So his ability to cast an impression on you in a small amount of time was brilliant.
Exactly.
That brings me to the second point. You have something to say, Bala, in between. Before I go to the next point.
Yeah, because I'll just briefly talk about Nedumudi's exposure to Tamil movies.
Yeah, sure.
Obviously, everybody talks about Anniyan, where he plays the father of Vikram, who is the hero, and of course Indian, where he comes as a
officer,
CBI officer, who is on the trail of the hero. I mean, the Indian Kamal. So, but unfortunately, in Tamil, there is also a good movie called Poi Sollaporam. That's a remake of that Hindi movie. What is that? Goda, some Goda. It's a pretty well-known name.
I will check it out and let you know. Yeah.
But my problem because in Tamil he didn't speak in his own voice. So see, especially in Indian, you had Nazar. So when I see him on the screen, it's only even he acts, but you hear only Nazar's voice. That was
correct.
Kind of it was a put off for me. But I really liked him in Mohamul. Mohamul is a pretty well-known movie in Tamil Nadu. It won a national award. It's based on Janaki Raman's novel of the same name, and he plays a Carnatic music teacher. He plays a character called Rangana. So he is terrific in that. He plays an old music teacher. So that is a pretty interesting role, but that is not talked of much, because the mainstream film, unfortunately, Mogammal is not a mainstream movie in a typical sense, quite unlike Anniyan or Indian or even Poi Sollaporam.
Yeah.
So that was different, but the film was apparently shot in Kumbakonam, and there is a small anecdote. I read it in Times of India. He landed up on the day before the shoot, and the director kind of explained him to the character, and they dispersed in the night. And around 1 o'clock in the night, the director heard a knock on his door. So he opened, and here Nedumudi was standing in front of him. See, you said he's a teacher, but he had been a kind of a failed music director, musician himself. So what was his outlook towards life, this musician? Was he happy with what was happening? Is he a pessimistic guy or an optimistic guy? So this kind of a thought on the middle of the night. So just see, that shows his commitment, and that shows his understanding, because there are two ways of performing it to a failed musician. Somebody who has accepted his lot, somebody who is not being comfortable with that lot. There is a tiny shade of difference between the two, and he was very keen to know about that.
Yeah.
And he had that question asked at bang in the midnight.
Yeah.
So that was the man.
So I will just move on from there, Bala, because one of the facets of Nedumudi which has not been talked about too much, I feel, is his fantastic ability at comedy.
Absolutely.
Which is extremely tough to do. We all know that making people laugh is serious business. We all say, every showbiz guy says that. And Nedumudi, I think, knew it very well. The one role which you cannot forget in a movie called Midunam with, again, Mohanlal. The guy comes for one small scene where he's supposed to be getting somebody to speak the truth. He's dressed in this bright red costumes, and he is running around with Jagadi behind him. Amazing scene. And then Ippapottikim. That
Pottikim.
became a cult dialogue.
Yeah,
in
that's
those
a
days.
popular culture reference.
Popular culture. Ippapottikim types.
Pottikim.
So
And
that,
Raj, I want you to talk about the film that you mentioned to me while we were.
I am coming there. Yeah, I'm coming there. So I will link that to your musician thing. So in this movie had Tilagan and Jairam. Jairam obviously is a very good comedian. I mean, he's from the mimicry genre in Kerala. He started off. I mean, he's one of the early guys who moved from mimics to this thing. And then you had Tilagan, who was brilliant. We don't need to even talk about Tilagan's brilliance on stage and on screen. So these two guys, I mean, one of them played his father, the other one played his younger brother, and Nedumudi played the obviously the good for nothing brother, who incidentally is a tabla player.
Okay.
Right. So he actually fulfilled that in his Malayalam movie also. So there was a lovely scene which was typical of Nedumudi, I mean, laughing at himself. So there is a scene where Nedumudi is walking by, and then some people come and say, "Sir, I mean, we have a program." So this guy thinks, "Oh, lovely." He says the program is on October 25th. So this guy looks at this diary, which is empty, obviously. He says, "Oh, you are lucky. October 24th, I have a program in Kollam, so I can reach Thrissur and perform on 25th." So the other fellow says, "Sir, even if you don't come, don't worry. Just send the tabla over." So that was Nedumudi for you. And in the same movie, there is a scene where his wife, to whom he is forcibly married, this guy suddenly he realizes that his wife is a black belt in martial arts. She beats up guys who calls him names.
Okay, she beats them pulp.
Beats them up, beats them to pulp. And then this guy comes home, he shouts at his mother and says, "Whom have you married me to? She's a karate instructor and all." Then he goes inside and tells God, "You know what? For my rest of my life, I'm very safe now."
Safe. I can understand.
No problems. That is, see, to do that on screen and do it, I mean, with that level of, how do I put it? I mean, you actually believe the guy.
Right.
So that was Nedumudi. You know, I think his loss to me, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, is
no, Raj. 1 minute. I want you to talk about the other film that we discussed, where he comes as a small-time thief, where he steals that.
That we will. I thought you will say that because that is the last movie that both of us saw of Nedumudi.
No, man. There was another movie. That the last movie we talked of was Anum Pennum. I'm talking about the other movie where he is a small-time thief, where he steals street lamps.
Right. That one came on Varikuriyile Kolabadagam.
Kolabadagam,
where he plays he's a resident in that area.
That's a quite charming role, man.
It's a very charming role. I mean, it is. He's having a whale of a time doing that. You can make out.
Okay.
So basically there is a prostitute staying somewhere close by. Obviously, he wants to visit, but he can't because there is a street light right in front of his house, and he breaks it. And he gets caught by the priest, who's the hero of the movie. So, and he gets fined for doing that. And every time he tries to do something, he finds the priest in front of him. and that guilt written on his face. Actually, he's not guilty. Somebody else has broken it. But the guilt written on his face is typical Nedumudi.
And he has to pay for those.
He has to pay bulk fine for everybody.
Everybody.
So that is amazing.
It's a running gag.
It's a riot time. He has a whale of a time. You can make out. He has a whale of a time doing that. So I would leave you, Bala, to complete Nedumudi with that last movie we saw of him.
Anum Pennum. Anum Pennum. Because it's a small role because he can. Then again, I mean, it's for you to interpret whether he's actually a thief or is a kind of an impeached character or anything. He steals dresses from people who are. I mean, it's in a God-forsaken land in some woods back of the beyond, where, I mean, especially that's the kind of place where typically a man or a woman find it secluded, and they repair to that place just to have some personal moments. And it is where this small-time thief, I mean, it is not exactly a thief, or he kind of helps them, but at the same time, he is a thief who uses their, loneliness to make good with their mobile phones and eventually their dress also.
So they take off their clothes to have, some private moments. And this guy disappears with the clothes. And the best part, Bala, is he goes home and has a huge laugh with his wife.
Yeah, exactly. And that is where it all becomes a joke. Because when you try to explain a joke, it doesn't, the joke is actually last. But these things, when it actually presented on screen, it is hilarious. And that is where, and as Raj used the word impeached, that was the essence of the man. There was an impishness, even when he was playing a serious role, even when he was a drunkard or anything, there was an underlying humor in it.
Yes.
Even if you albeit a dark humor, there is a sense of, I mean, he was having fun. You could sense it.
Yeah.
Even as an alcoholic in Bharadam, when he goes and, I mean, when Mohanlal is singing, he goes and garlands him and walks off. But
Correct.
even that, he lets out a dry smile, and
Yeah.
you can sense it. That man is enjoying everything that is happening around him. That is the kind of man. So it is a huge loss, but he has given us a huge body of work which we can always visit, enjoy, dissect, and talk about.
That's all we'll say. So let's just move to Srikanth, who, like you said, I mean, he was 81 when he passed away. So not to be confused with other Srikanths who were there in the industry. So
Yes,
Bala, I would leave it to you. I mean, because I've seen his movies, but I mean, I don't think I know him that well.
Yeah, the other two Srikanth, one is a pretty younger one, another has moved on to Telugu cinema. This Srikanth, as it happens, he made his debut with Jayalalitha in the film called Venni Radai.
Yeah.
I mean, in fact, that film had 4 newcomers: Jayalalitha, Srikanth. There was a comedian called Murthy who got the name Venni Radai Murthy, and another heroine Nirmala, who became Venni Radai Nirmala. Venni Radai Nirmala also had a political career, which was kind of parallel to Jayalalitha's, but never reached the heights that Jayalalitha managed. That's altogether a different story. Srikanth was then again kind of a character artist, much like Nedumudi Venu. Of course, he didn't make it to the levels that Nedumudi Venu actually did, because he never won a national award. Because somewhere down the line, he got, I mean, perhaps he didn't have it in him, or perhaps Tamil movies of that era were not too creative or anything, because he either played a one-note character artist or a one-note villain. Part of his film career was as villain, because one of the villain roles was in which Rajini was introduced as a hero, full-fledged single hero, a film called Bhairavi, in which Srikanth played the arch villain. So, but when he played let's face it, 70s and 80s Tamil film villains were very, very shallow in terms of characterization on screen, because you don't have, there wasn't anything redeeming. They played villain till from start to end. Only at the last scene they had a change of heart or they died off. So that was the kind of thing. But in movies which offered certain amount of something extra, he had like Nedumudi Venu, he also had the ability to play humor roles. Very well known in the film called Edir Neechal, along with Nakesh. That's a K. Balachandra movie where he plays as a Brahmin, a newly married Brahmin. Adathat Ambujetta Paatela is a very song in Tamil Nadu.
I was going to bring that,
And another famous comedy movie of his is another iconic movie in Tamil Nadu is Kasedan Kadavulada. It's one of those hilarious movies where somebody is, I mean, it's a typical, you would have seen modern day versions of they bring a person, a local tea shop person as a sannyasi, and kind of, I mean, they're all small time. They're about, I mean, they want to make some quick money. That's about it. So all done in good fun. So Kasedan Kadavula is a pretty well-known comedy movie in Tamil Nadu. He was there. Srikanth. The another movie that they gave him big name was Sila Nerangalil Sila Manidargal. This is a movie that was scripted by Jayaganthan, famous Tamil writer, firebrand writer. That was a terrific role where, of course, Lakshmi, she walked away with the main role, and I mean, she walked away with all the plaudits. But he comes as a friend to Lakshmi, who is a rape victim. It's a film much ahead of its time. It was a terrific movie, and he played a character named Prabhakar Prabhu. So he comes as a empathizing person to the heroine who is a rape victim. So that's a different kind of a role, because that is a kind of role that was never written till then in Tamil Nadu. So that was interesting. But if you sum up his career, he brought a certain amount of dignity to his role, which was kind of reflective of the times that he operated in. But did he leave a great acting legacy? If you want to answer that question in all seriousness and sincerity, no. You remember him, especially guys from my era will certainly remember him. But as an acting legacy, you talked of Nedumudi's roles and everything. Here, you remember his roles because you remember those films. But do you know anything called a Srikanth stamp? I don't know. I don't think there wasn't any. But he was a bankable, solid actor.
Yeah. It's very interesting you say that, because see, even Nedumudi, if you think about the legacy, if you talk about the legacy, I mean, his body of work is so huge. And yet, what is the legacy he leaves? You might actually fumble. So there is no Nedumudi Venu school of acting, because he was unique in all ways, all respects. See, Gopi, if you mean, when you think of Gopi as an actor, you can say, okay, this guy was something, I mean, a method actor, or I mean, you can probably put a label on it. Nedumudi's was, I mean, like I said, it's a hoot. Whenever he's on the screen, I mean, he's having a whale of a time. You can actually make that out. That is
Srikanth, what is the difference is, he was not unique, because the roles he did and the roles that were, you remembered Srikanth of, it is not a role that somebody else, I mean, somebody else also could have done that.
Yeah.
He had done it very well. I mean, you can't take that away from him. He was solid, good, everything okay. But somebody else also could have. That is not the case with Nedumudi Venu, because there was a stamp of Nedumudi Venu, because even he did something new. Srikanth, he was good. You liked him on screen, but was it unique? If you ask me that question, no.
Yeah. And it is also to do with probably Nedumudi was at the right place at the right time, because in the 1980s was the time when Malayalam cinema was experimenting like nobody's business. You had the KG Georges, and you had some fantastic guys, Venu Nagavalli. So many guys were there making Padmarajan, so many guys making fantastic movies. I mean, I'll just conclude Nedumudi with one role which I forgot to mention. I mean, we all remember that. The role of the uncle in Manichitra Thazhu, which we have won a national award for Shobana. And it is still considered an iconic movie when it comes to mental health.
Yeah, and allow me to point out only one thing. Today is Durgashtami.
So that is where I remember our morning conversation. In fact, I sent that her video to many people and wished them with that video. Please welcome Nagavalli tonight. But in that milieu where Mohanlal was nailing his role as Sunny brilliantly, you had Thilagan suddenly come up and play that small role but very effective role, and then you had Innocent doing Tamil
doing innocent things.
So amidst all of that, here was a guy who held his own. That's only serious guy, but even in his seriousness, there is funny scenarios. Like that typical, I mean, that scene where Mohanlal is arriving from Shabarimala and going, and then this guy is looking at it like. So that is where Nedumudi is. So I agree with you, Bala, that he did things in a very unique way. But you observe him, you realize that uniqueness is actually there in all of us. It's just that he found his uniqueness, maybe.
And I was able to channel it out.
Yes.
And he had the vehicle for those things.
Because the man came out of nowhere. He was a writer. He was a journalist. No offense to us. But then he might take offense.
He might. Other way around, man.
Other way around. So, and then he just landed there and he just carved a niche, such a brilliant niche. I don't think it can ever be filled. I mean, people like Thilagan, Nedumudi, they were the ones who took character acting in Malayalam cinema to, I think, a level which even today, the next generation is reaping the rewards of.
Exactly.
So you have that, Malayalam, there is a word called Pingami. So, I mean, you have the Suraj Vinyaramuds and all these guys coming in and doing the same type of roles today and excelling and even getting national awards. Salim Kumar, guys like that. I think.
But the road was laid by that man.
Yeah, I think that is probably the legacy that we would love to remember him with.
Because I remember when Nedumudi Venu, I mean, I can't remove Nedumudi Venu from Mridangam, because Kaimal uncle from Chitram. So, because that particular song, Swaminatha Paripalaya, the kind of byplay between him and Mohanlal is symptomatic of the dynamics that existed between these two. They had a whale of time. You can see it on screen. That was terrific. And so much so, I mean, when I saw it, he was playing pitch perfect. It's only later I came to know that he had also learned Mridangam. He can play Mridangam. So much so he played another Mridangist role in one of those Tamil movies, Sarvam Thalamai.
Yeah.
So recently, Rajiv Menon put out after his death, not recently, day before yesterday, Rajiv Menon put out filmmaker Rajiv Menon put out a video where Nedumudi Venu has a small jamming session with Umayalpuram Sivaraman, who is a well-known percussionist in Carnatic music circles. So it is, and you can, I mean, there was nothing. It was not film for a film. It was just that, and those two guys were really enjoying. One is a past master in Mridangam, and this man is amateur, but he was having fun.
That's
and
the thing.
That is the thing. And my final summation of Srikanth, I remember Srikanth from the very first movie where he has fun playing the piano with the song with Jayalalitha. He is, I mean, plays a doctor. Is a mental. I mean, today you talked about mental disorder day or what today?
Yeah.
So he plays a psychiatrist kind of a role where the Jayalalitha is kind of affected. So she thinks she is in love with the doctor, but the doctor is not in love with her. But he has to act for some time just to keep her sanity intact.
Yeah.
So he plays that role. I mean, it's a kind of big role for an young actor. He kind of pulled it off, and he was fresh and charming. Before coming to films, he was he was working with U.S. Embassy in Chennai.
Oh, interesting.
So you can see this man had. He had an understanding of the rest of the world. He had a life outside of cinema also.
Yeah, I think that is probably what brings these two characters together. Both of them had lives outside cinema, which made them better actors, better before the screen is what I would say. And I think we'll end with one thing. The Tamil movie you talked about where Nedumudi acted was Ghosla Ka Ghosla.
Ghosla Ka Ghosla. I know Goda, something.
Something. Goda illa, Ghosla. Yes.
But unfortunately, even in that film, Tamil actor Rajesh had given voice.
The voice, yeah. That is always a problem, I think, when it comes to dubbing. I think if actors do speak their lines, it will be better. I mean, even if...
And it is not as if Nedumudi Venu was not capable of speaking Tamil.
Speaking Tamil, yeah. Most Malayalis are here. I mean, the nuances might vary, but then most
You can say that, Raj.
Yeah.
You can say that with authority, personal authority.
Yeah. So in my case, I'm neither Malayali nor Tamil, so forget it.
I'm Hindi hu.
I'm Hindi hu. मैं Gurkha hu. हाँ, we'll leave it there. Bala, thanks a lot. I think this was nice. This was fun. Just one final memory of Nedumudi. I don't think he'll ever go out of our lives. Same with Srikanth, because we'll always, whenever we see, we'll remember the guy. Some of the roles, I mean, they slowly come back, but it's already some half an hour, so I don't want to extend this. So thanks, and we'll see you soon.
My pleasure, Raj. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Bye.